But let's say you go through the process and you manage your leads correctly. Now the question is, well, how do I reconnect with these past applications, these pitches, and these past funded deals? And as I share this with you, I want you to understand that the people that you talk to who are in the process of doing a refinance, especially like with trigger leads or individuals who actually qualify for the deal, chances are, because they didn't choose you, doesn't mean that they're not going to choose someone else. And if they did choose someone else, they were not able to complete the transaction as fast as NAV can. So these other companies are doing their transactions between 45 to 60 days. So with managing your time properly as well as your leads, you can easily call them back in about a couple weeks or 3 weeks, and they're already in process. Chances are they're frustrated with their LO, they're frustrated with the processing, and they're just upset because it's maybe taking them too long, right? But you wanna be able to keep that in mind, because just because they didn't say yeah to you that day doesn't mean they're not gonna say yeah to you in a week or maybe 3 weeks. You just have to diligently follow up with them. But now it's a matter of, okay, well, how do I get them to contact me back, right? Because usually there's the general approach of an LO that will call Jim back and say, hey Jim, this is Daniel with New American Funding. We talked a couple weeks ago. I wanted to see if you're still in the market. It's the wrong way, right? Another one, because Jim could easily say, no, I'm already working with Loan Depot. Another method would be, hey Jim, this is Daniel with New American Funding. I wanted to see if you looked over the numbers. If there's any questions or you want me to revise it, give me a call back. Again, that's an incorrect way to go about it, because they don't want to talk to you anymore. They already said no to you. However, a more efficient way is if you create curiosity. So, for example, if I was calling Andrew back, I'd be like, hey Andrew, this is Daniel with New American Funding. Hey, I wanted to get back into you because I got a campaign that's happening within your area, and it's actually within your zip code. My manager notified me of a few applications that I did in the last 90 days. Yours was one of them. Now, he pointed out some stuff. I want to send it to you for your review, but before I do, let me just confirm, let me tailor it for you. I'll wait for your call back, 949-267-2144. Make sense? So now you're piquing the interest. Because what happens is when people hear of a special focus or the word campaign, or there's a promotion that's going on, naturally we as consumers are a little bit more inclined to learn more about it. And so even if they're in process with Loan Depot doesn't have a campaign that we're focused on. There's nothing that like, oh man, it's in my zip code, sweet, right? This is something that I really need to find out. And that's more of an effective way to give them a call back. But more importantly, besides just the voicemail, you need to do two more things, which is gonna also teach you to be proactive and get the authorization to do an SMS text, to communicate through SMS. One of the most powerful things that you could do is to nail that down. Because what sucks is if you're trying to chase this guy and he never even gave permission to communicate with him by text, now you're just relying on emails that's sprinkled with junk mail, or you're relying on a voicemail that he's probably never going to return back, because who listens to voicemails? You usually just read the transcription, right? Yeah. So he's like, hey, this is Dan, New American. Whoop, nope. All right. Which is another thing too. When you leave your voice message, don't announce your full name. Don't announce your company's name. You have to sound like you know them, or they should know you. Because as they're thinking, who's Daniel, they're subconsciously absorbing the rest of your message. As opposed to saying, hey, this is Daniel with New American Funding, they've blanked out. They don't hear anything past that. Make sense? So keep that in mind. So instead of saying, hey Jim, this is Daniel with New American Funding, say, hey Jim, it's Daniel. Hey, if you recall, I spoke with you a couple weeks ago. There's this targeted focus within your area that's happening right now. We have this special campaign that's going on within your zip code. And your application came up, my manager pointed you out, and there's a few things that I need to release to you that are time sensitive. If you give me a call back, I'll release it to your email so you can review it. Whether you use it or not, it's completely your choice. But the fact that at least you have the knowledge to take action is gonna put you a step ahead of the curve, right? Something to that effect.